Good evening, everyone. Executive Assistant Chief Troy Fenner. I got here with me Chief Victoria, Patrol Region 2 Chief, and I have Commander Borza, Southeast Commander. So at approximately 4:15 p.m. This evening, officers responded to a shooting in progress call. Once they arrived, there were four individuals out in the 5,000 block of Northridge in front of a residence. A car drove by and shot. At some point, one of our victims exchanged fire. We're still working on that. Tell you what we know right now. We have one individual, a male, deceased. He was transported by the scene. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. We have a female that I understand was shot in the foot. Another male shot in the leg, and I think one male may have suffered a shot in the abdomen area. Those three are in stable condition. Thank goodness for that. Witnesses state that it was a brown Hyundai vehicle that drove by. The door opens. They shot, and like I said, it was one of the victims returned fire. That's part of our investigation. They drove several blocks east of here and dropped that vehicle. We recovered that vehicle. It's a stolen vehicle that was stolen a few days ago. There is blood and evidence in that vehicle, so hopefully we can work some developments off of there. There are gunshot wounds in there. I understand that another witness stated that once they dropped that vehicle, they got into another vehicle which was described as some type of older Honda, gray or silver in color with some rust spots on it. That's all we have at this time. But let me say this. I'm over here in this area again, and I always want to say this because I want citizens to understand the collective spirit of these residents in the southeast area. Most of these people are good, hardworking people. I've been out here for about 2 hours right now, okay? And I spoke to several of them. A lot of grandmothers, grandfathers, older people who have worked their entire life for peace in the latter part of their life. And the message to criminals, okay? We're not going to rest until we bring you to justice, okay? It's bad enough that you guys are out here gang banging or whatever y'all doing, but when you shoot into a house or shoot in the front of that house and you understand that it could be parents, older people, children in those homes, we got a problem with it, you know, and we're going to stand strong with our community. I ask all the time, if somebody knows something about what happened out here, speak up. This stuff needs to stop. It makes no sense. And then the sad thing about it, if a lot of these youngsters knew their history, a lot of them would understand and know one thing. A lot of their parents went to school together. But now, you know, y'all beefing against each other. And for what? It really doesn't make sense because some turf or some name that you done describe, self-describe in some type of gang. It just makes no sense whatsoever. But we're going to follow the leads. We're going to follow the evidence that we have, and we're going to get some individuals in custody. As far as the suspects go, all we have is young African Americans, you know, ages 20 to 25. I think possible three. The victims, the deceased. Everybody is, like I said, three males, ages 20 to 25, one female around that same age. So that's what I have at this point.
What leads you guys to believe that this may have been gang-related? Is it the area?
No, never the area. Never the area. We don't ever want to say because, you know, somebody lives in this area. Just the activities and some information that we have already, and I'm not going to go into. I'm not afraid to say it's gang-related when it is, but at the same time, I'm very careful. I don't ever want to give them any credit and any extra publicity, but we believe it's gang-related right now, and if we find out that it's different, you know, we'll clean that up. But we have some evidence leading to and letting us know that it's gang activity.
Are any of your victims talking, cooperating, not cooperating?
Well, I don't know that answer right now because the immediate need is to make sure that they get proper medical because Life is more important than anything, and we want to make sure that they have times. I'm sure families are arriving. We want to comfort them, and we'll have that opportunity to get the information that we need.
The victims were just sitting outside the house when it
Yes,
happened?
yes, just sitting down. Well, I understood they were in the driveway area, and when the car drove by and opened up fire. Yeah.
Are they teens, adults? Would you say?
No, everybody is ages pretty much from 20 to 25 in that age range.
Are witnesses
no
reluctant to talk, or are they cooperating? Because it's happening.
I don't know. It's an active scene right now, but I'll tell you, and that's why I speak to the spirit, the great spirit of this area. Sometimes they get negative press, because just a few. And I'm not going to stand by and just let a few individuals that's doing crime and doing stupid things, and that bleeds all over to the community. No, they always step up and they say things. And that's what we're asking right now, because somebody knows something. And when you're in a community and you have these activities, shootings and gang issues, if you sit back and you don't say anything when you know something, today it's somebody's relative, tomorrow it could be your relative. And most of the times, it's people that's innocent bystanders. So, so I just encourage everybody to step up and say something.
Can you speak to the bigger picture? Also, it's been somewhat of a violent weekend across Houston. 17 people shot.
Yeah.
4 deadly shootings.
Let's just talk about today. Okay. And I don't. Chief Acevedo made this scene also. We had another scene over in our east side area. Another call dropped in the on Broadway Street, I think. So we had a shooting over there. But let me tell you this, okay? I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to point fingers at everybody. But from our experience, a lot of times it's based on the shootings. It's based on something that you're doing, okay? People that you're hanging out with, areas that you hang around, activities. If you're in a gang, chances are that you might get shot at by a rival gang. If you're out here selling drugs, chances are you might be the victim of a drug rip. And I'm not saying that everybody that was shot here, was a part of that problem. I'm just saying in general. You asked me to speak to the big picture, and we got to say that, because in our neighborhoods, you know what? If you know there's problems on that corner, don't go to that corner, okay? Go the opposite way. If you know that there's going to be problems in drugs and people selling drugs, you know what? Go get a job, all right? And we're here to help you. You don't have to do these things. You don't have to be out here gang banging. You don't have to sell drugs. So, but the bigger picture, we don't make excuses here in the Houston Police Department, okay? We go after criminals, and that's what we're going to continue to do. So I don't want anybody to think, well, Troy Fenner is sitting up here blaming the victims. No, I'm just telling you, from our experience, sometimes people, you're a part of you getting shot, your behaviors, the activities that you're doing. So we need to clean that up, and at the same time share information with the police department, and we'll do our job.
So ATF was on scene here earlier?
Yes. Yes. So I'm very proud of our relationship that we have with our federal agencies. They are embedded not only in this area, but we're going after violent criminals. Chief has said it all the time. We're really concerned about the violent criminals, the trigger pullers, okay? So they're working with us to identify those individuals, and if they can bring federal charges on them, that's what they're going to do, okay? And everybody know you pretty much do day for day in federal time. So we're going to use our federal partners, everything that we can leverage here in HPD. We're going after the violent criminals, plain and simple.
Just so I can make it clear, one of the suspects, at least one of them was shot, right? You believe one of them was shot or injured?
Based on the blood evidence possibly in the car, we think so. And that's something that we're going to work that lead and continue to conduct our investigation. And hopefully it'll lead us to some suspects, okay?
You didn't have a description of the car they got into, right?
Yeah. From the scene, a brown Hyundai, okay? That was the car that witnesses say drove by and opened up fire on the people standing in the driveway.
But that was the one they ditched, right?
Right. No. The brown Hyundai was the one that they actually committed the shooting. They drove by and somebody, started shooting from that vehicle. A few blocks over, they ditched that vehicle and got into what was described as an older model, some type of Honda. gray or silver in color with rust spots on it. Okay? Anything else? Go ahead.
Victims?
4 victims, yes ma'am. One female and 3 males, all ages 20 to 25. 1 male is deceased and everybody else is in stable condition, thank God.
As far as any more, like, I don't know, security around the area in the next couple of weeks due to these incidents, any plans for that?
We always are progressive in dealing with violent crime. So we have plans, and those plans change every day. So you'll see additional and resources in this area. Let me remind everybody that Mayor Turner several months ago came up, even in this budget, and everybody knows we talk about it all the time, how lean our budget is and how challenging it is. But he found some money, and things would be worse. Okay. We had an initiative in this area and in other areas, and it's yielded really some good results on putting some violent criminals in jail. But we're going to continue to do whatever we have to do to prevent, and when there's a crime, to get these individuals responsible and get them in jail.
Thank you.
All right, Chief, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.